Hi, my name is Andrés Taboada, and I'm a local foreigner.
Inmigrante, expatriado, peruano-americano, y de aquí ni hay un extraviado, y no matter what it is, who's here and in his own land.
Today's guest local foreigner is actually somebody that I knew I was going to interview whenever I created this show. And she has a very interesting background. Her name is Ali Lu. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
All right, fantastic.
That's why I changed my name.
Yeah,
so
I still have your De Guzman in
Guzman?
my phone.
Yeah. De Guzman does not get booked. Too brown. Lou is model minority.
Ali Lu works. Ali Lu works.
It's cuter.
Smart move. A smart move. You are a stand-up comedian, a writer, and by that I mean like an actual writer who gets paid to write and has a representative, not just a bunch of us who just put bullshit jokes in their phones.
I do that too.
As you should.
Do not get it twisted. I do that too.
And also you're a singer, right?
I am a singer.
And yeah, we know each other because I think you moved here from Alaska at one point.
I did.
And you used to run an open mic at the Irish Times in Culver City.
Yes.
Right? And you did a mic there. And I remember there was this guy. He went up on stage. He looked like a total jock, like a
meltdown.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if they were talking about the same thing. But this guy was a total jock, and he went up on stage. And after he said, you went up and you said, "You look like everyone who used to be mean to me in high school." And that's when I knew, she's gonna be great to interview you. I want to hear all about that. So yeah, how have you been? How's everything?
Well, I saw you not too long ago in Chinatown when my whole family was in town. So you saw like all of it.
Yeah.
I've been good. I've been busy, blessed to be booked and busy, but also like watching Boy Meets World all the time.
Oh my God, Topanga, is that her name?
Yeah, that was my sexual awakening. I was
my God.
oh,
wow.
I will take the road less
She's so
traveled
hot.
at one point in my life for sure.
I watched that in Spanish only. I've never seen it in English.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? One of my goals for this year is to learn Spanish, so I might watch Boy Meets World in Spanish.
Why not?
That might be. I sing in Spanish.
No way, do you?
Yeah,
really?
I do.
Do you speak Tagalog?
I speak Tagalog fluently.
Which makes it easier.
Because you colonized us.
You like I did.
You personally,
they colonized me too. So this is like.
I know, but you're more triggering to me.
I know this is like 40% indigenous at least, according to my 23andMe.
Yeah, my grandmother on my mom's side was full Spanish. And a landlord. So she colonized my grandpa.
That's right. So that's you guys. Yeah, you're more Spanish than me.
I know.
What did I want to say? So yeah, that's the thing. You were born in Anchorage, Alaska?
I was born in Anchorage, Alaska, yes. You're like, how?
I did a little research actually before you came, and turns out there was this whole migration of Filipinos in the 1940s, I think. Mm-hmm. Is that who you were? Is that you guys?
No. We got the next train. Immigration Reform Act 1965, I want to say. That's when educated brown people were invited to America.
Oh, nice.
So my grandmother on my biological dad's side was a doctor. Mm-hmm. And so they needed doctors in Alaska, and she was like, I would rather be there than here. So she dipped, and my dad, my aunt, my grandma, my grandpa moved to Anchorage, and he like fully went to school in Anchorage. So
your biological dad?
My biological dad, yeah. Which is probably why he killed himself.
That's the one. That was going to be my next question. Which one's the one that killed himself?
Yeah, my biological one. My stepdad wants to, I'm sure, at this point.
Where's your stepdad from?
My stepdad is from Fairbanks, Alaska, but he is half Filipino, half Chinese. Shout out Michael Lu.
Oh my God.
I took his last name. Wow. I took it. I was like, you owe me, I think.
Damn.
It's cuter. I get booked.
I know. De Guzman is great too. De Guzman. By the way, it's De Guzman.
So my full name is Alexandria de Guzman.
Wow.
Alexandria Altamirano de Guzman.
Got it.
Not a comedian's name. Too fancy. That's like an HR rep.
No, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But no, Ali Lu, I get it. Yeah. But it's funny that I still had that in my phone. So when did you change it?
I changed it. So I wasn't getting booked. I was not getting booked as Ali de Guzman at open mics. I used to go to this mic in Culver City before I started my mic with my friend Amanda Smith, who I also
That's right. She ran the Irish Times.
She's the one who ran that show.
Oh my God.
I was literally just riding her coattails. I was like, you know
Stop
what?
it.
I was
no, I think it was the other way around. Are you guys still friends? Are you guys still friends?
Oh yeah, she's like doing a reading at my wedding and everything.
No
like,
way.
She is one of the best friends I've ever had. Not only is she a great friend, she's a patron of the arts.
Oh,
like
wow.
so, literally, like
she pays for your shows.
Literally will come and like
make her prepare for your show.
I'm like, if you want to hang out, you have to pay for tickets. No, she just like.
You have to pay to see me. And I changed my name.
She is such a tough cookie because she was born and raised out here, and her mom actually was Buldev's teacher.
No way.
At BU in LA. Before we even knew each other, that was happening, which is crazy.
She's super nice.
Yeah.
I remember when I did, and again, I have a weird memory. Like I remember like weird details that everybody else forgets. She was, I did your mic one of the many times I did it. And then, by the way, that was a great room.
That room, I was so scared to do stand-up. I really hated it. And Amanda was like, you need to do it. You need to do it.
I remember.
And so that was like my gym. I knew that no matter what, once a month, I had 5 minutes. So I literally was like Bane, born in a jail. I did that shitty mic for over a year.
Out of all mics, I thought it was one of the best ones.
Thank you. Because the vibe was good, right? Like it was like a local.
No, you were good. A good host.
Thank you.
And funny, which is unusual.
So that was born out of a mic that died in that Culver area on Motor, the garage. Did you ever go to?
I did the garage.
Yeah, that was on Tuesdays.
The Boardwalk 11, I never did that
one. I never did Boardwalk 11, but I did get kicked out of there one time for being wasted.
Yeah.
Not even for like singing too much.
The day that you said that guy looked like the guy who was mean to you in high school, I think you had a little to drink too. And I think right before that, in that night you told me, hey, I just made out with that guy in the parking lot, and that's your soon-to-be husband.
Oh my God. Okay, so shout out that guy who I said looked like every guy who used to copy my homework was Byron Hamill. Shout out Byron, I love you. I met him through Buldev also, I had made out with Buldev in the parking lot.
That's so funny. Yeah, but I think we're talking about a different guy, about the jock. I think that's a different guy.
The jock is a different guy?
I think so.
Oh, well, either way.
Different nights. But that, I get it.
That's so funny.
It's so funny, because I was there pretty much when you guys met, and now you're getting married.
Well, we were friends for a year. Buldev and I were friends for a year. I met him at the garage.
Oh yeah, he would go there all the time.
He would go there all the time. And I remember the day I first saw him, he told the joke that he still tells now, which is some people are the big spoon, some people are the little spoon, but I'm more like the spoon you used to cook heroin in. And I was like, one to watch. I literally was like, that's one to watch. And then we were friends for like a year, and we got wasted and made out, and now we're going to get God and the government involved in our relationship.
That's how it goes. Sometimes you need
that push.
Alcohol to alcohol sometimes will...
Well, and Buldev was also the first guy I ever kissed. Guys always kiss me.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay. We get it.
No. I'm saying got it. He's not your first kiss. He's just the first guy.
He's the first guy I've kissed.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Yeah, that's cute.
I'm the first guy. He's the first one I've ever kissed. But so I was trying to get booked all over town. Ali de Guzman was not getting booked. I was like, Dad, I have this idea. Not my dead one. You'll realize I referred to my biological father as such, and then my stepdad is Dad. So biological father is the dead one.
That makes sense.
And Michael Lou is my dad.
But he first left. When did he leave, or did he leave?
The planet?
Question. No. Did your parents get separated before?
Oh, no. So that timeline is so crazy.
First of all, so you're born and raised in
Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in 1990, my parents had twins, my twin sisters, Danny and Jill. The next year, 1991, April 1st, my dad killed himself.
Jesus.
Yeah. And April 1st, he forgot to pick me.
On.
Yeah, I know. I was born to do this. I know.
Come on, bro. What's his name?
Well, even worse. It's Ross. No wonder.
God damn.
So I used to tell this joke. My dad killed himself on April Fool's Day, which is a huge bummer because I love pranks. And Buldev was the only one who laughed at that.
There you go. Well, you got two people now.
True love.
You got two people now.
Yeah. So that happened on April 1st. My mom turned 27 on April 6th. So she was 26-year-old widow with 3 kids.
Oh God.
Yeah. 26. April 19th, my sisters turned 1.
Oh my goodness.
And then April 25th, I turned 4.
Okay.
And now don't forget, it's April, so we had to pay taxes in between all that.
Do you guys
too.
don't? So the good thing about that is that, or do you have a clear memory of your dad, or
No, I literally have no memory of my dad.
That's probably
Zero.
For the best.
But I remember everything else. Like I think I was spared. Like my brain was just like, we're gonna forget how much you love this person.
Yeah, for survival.
Yeah, for
People
survival.
do that, yeah.
Because my thing is like, I'm not fucked up because my dad killed himself and I miss him so much. It's I don't remember him, so I feel guilty for not missing him.
Got it.
So that was like where everything got fucked up for me.
I understand.
Yeah. Because his side of the family very much like created this mausoleum and this like shrine to him. And we just like couldn't move on. And so moving on was a sign of disrespect. So I was like, you know what?
So they saw you like as indifferent and stuff? Like
They saw, I mean, I was pretty much brainwashed until I was 10 to believe that like my dad killed himself because my mom made him.
Oh my God.
Because she was so demanding. And
by his side of the family.
by his side of the family. Not everyone, two very key players, but not everyone.
Where was her side of the family during all this?
My side of my mom's side
of the family.
They were in the Philippines. So it was really hard. So my dad passed away in April. By June, my mom had moved me and my twin sisters to the Philippines with no internet or cell phones. So
Jesus.
She's a G. Shout out Jana Lou.
Okay, so you moved from Alaska to the Philippines? Is that
we
what
moved?
you
So
heard?
my dad died.
I had no idea.
Yeah, my dad died, and then my mom was like, "Well, we're in Alaska. Everyone thinks I killed my husband. I should probably dip." And mind you, like, let's put that rumor to rest. No, she did not.
No,
and there was no money because my idiot dad who killed himself changed the insurance paperwork, thinking that he would like leave us money, but if you're gonna kill yourself, don't.
Yeah. By the way, trigger warning: we're not talking about suicide a lot.
Like so much. Like and it's like so fucked up for me because it is so triggering for some people, and I'm just like suicide.
No, to me, unfortunately, it's something I'm a little too familiar with. First of all, I think during COVID, I didn't personally lose, but I knew of 5 people who killed themselves.
Yeah.
One of them was in my movie, actually.
Wow.
So, and then I went through my own thing. Pretty much in 2019 was the worst, depression-wise. I never did anything, but I was definitely thinking about it. And so I'm a little almost too comfortable with the subject
with the ideation.
Yeah. And also, like, I talked to some, at that point I was doing stand-up comedy, and I mean, I love them, but out of all, it's a very weird part of the population that when I told them, hey man, I keep thinking about these things, and they're like, yeah, everyone does. And then I asked a regular
Wednesday,
human being,
you should be thinking that right now.
And then I asked a regular human being, and she was like, no.
They're like, you need to move back in with your mother. And actually try to get in her womb again.
Yeah. You need help.
You need help. So, isn't that crazy that we live in a bubble in so many different ways?
No, yeah. And I'm good not to be. I don't want to be that comfortable. I don't want to be. I'm not in that headspace anymore.
Good.
So I don't want to be ever, but I'm definitely comfortable with the subject matter. Because to me, it's almost like, also have a lot of relatives who have done it, unfortunately.
Same.
So. Yeah.
But that's why I talk about it.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about it, because if you normalize it, and I don't mean to come off insensitive, like obviously, like don't come at me, like I get to. My dad killed himself.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
To be quiet about it is what is crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And I've only recently, in the last like maybe decade, learned how to talk about it without being a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
So
like you talk about it and it's like cheerful.
Well, I'm not like, when my dad shot himself in the head, people
are like, happy.
It's just like I don't want to dwell on it, but I also want to make sure I use it as a reference point in my life. Like, okay, my dad was being really weird around the time that he was thinking about doing that. So if I notice my friends are reclusive, or I'm not seeing so much of them, or people who are usually big and boisterous and loud, they're a little bit more reserved, like I hone in on them a little bit more. And same thing with myself. Like if I notice that I'm like avoiding people or I'm canceling a lot of plans, I'm like, don't want to go into the family business. Like,
or like, I think it's very, even though I'm an extrovert, it's very common for me to like, retrieve and not go out
Yeah.
and not socialize. It's my default. And like, dude, you have to go out and
You have
talk to
to.
people because it's not a good thing. It will end up badly for you. How old was your dad when he passed away?
Forever 27.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Among the greats.
you already won.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, literally on my 27th birthday, I had this moment because I don't think about him often. I think about him when I'm like writing or when I'm, when it comes up or whatever, or if someone's having like a dad problem. Because I have such a, my stuff.
which you're probably not a good person to talk about when somebody's having a dad problem.
I'm like,
you're like,
at least he's alive. Like,
yeah, you're such a one-upper.
I know everyone's like, you're such a drama queen. I'm like, if regurgitating facts about my life makes me a drama queen, give me the fucking Oscar.
Exactly.
But I really, really love my stepdad. My stepdad and I had a horrible relationship growing up. It was one of those things where like
Your stepdad and you.
and me,
Got it.
one of those things where it's
Okay,
like,
hold on, because I do want to. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no.
Because I
Please
do want
do
to get
that.
the timeline correctly. So your mom moved from Alaska to the Philippines because
Yes.
she thought she could give you a better life in the Philippines than in.
not really a better life. It was like, I need a second. My husband just killed himself. I have no support up here.
see.
I'm gonna go chill.
Yeah, where do you guys go?
So we went to Mississippi to be with her sister, my Aunt Marianne, who passed away a couple years ago.
sorry.
She was the greatest human being on this planet. And my mom and her had a really special relationship. And so we stayed with her for a little bit, and I got to spend some time with my cousin Josh. And then we went from from Mississippi to Manila, which is in the Philippines, and stayed with my Aunt Helen and her boys there. It was like a really gentle re-entry back to family, because my mom did kind of pull the ripcord. Like, we had family up there, but it was not what she needed.
How was your Tagalog back then?
Well, because I have that musical thing going on, I was bilingual.
Great. So you were already bilingual when you got there.
I was already bilingual
Nice.
when I got there. So it was
And
super.
you were 4?
I had just turned 4.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just turned 4, and my sisters had just turned 1, and my mom twins, and my
I
mom.
don't even understand.
I know.
I need to give your mom a hug.
I mean, every time I see a mom on an airplane, and their kid is crying.
Oh, stop it with people.
Enough.
People are fucking dumb when they
Enough.
get mad at that. It's
Yeah,
like,
and not, do you not have a heart?
Yeah.
I'm just like, every
it's
time.
neither one's choice.
Yeah, I know.
Neither the babies or the mom.
And then they're even doing these things where they're giving out like sorry in advance care packages, and I'm like, bitch, you don't need to do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I feel
But
that.
my mom was like, by some miracle, you 3 just like knew that I couldn't handle anything, and so we were silent, like just the whole time. The pilots were complimenting her.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
Because she was like, the look that people would give me, I had 2 babies and then you following me.
My goodness.
And the death stares.
Were you a well-behaved child?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't until I was about 10 that I started wiling out.
So you get to the Philippines. You had just turned 4. And then how long were you there for?
I was there until I was 7.
Got it. And you said you went to
I went to
preschool,
school,
kindergarten?
and school was like difficult for me because I just like didn't know what was going on in my life. And so wherever I was, if I wasn't with my mom, I was worried about my mom.
You didn't want to be away from your mom, period.
I didn't want to be part of
Okay.
I didn't want to be away from her because you're young, but you're intuitive, so you pick up on general distress.
Yes.
She's smoking a lot of
She was
cigarettes.
freaking out, probably, yeah.
A lot of people rallying around her. And my mom, but I never recall my mom being sad. Like the sadness was definitely something I inherited on my own, because she just like got everything done.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
What's
by
her
the
name?
time Janet Lou, shout out.
Shout out.
She's trying to sue J-Lo at the moment because her nickname is J. Lou.
J. Lou. Oh my God. That's
And I
cute.
tried to explain to her that Jennifer Lopez has always been J-Lo, and J. Lou has only been since 1998. And she won't hear it.
She lost that one.
She won't hear it. So,
Um,
shout out J. Lou.
and she looks young, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Not a wrinkle on her face.
My
And
mom is super young looking too. I don't know
Too
if you've
much
seen
info,
her.
but it's because my stepdad gives it to her. You can tell.
Yeah.
That is a happy woman.
Or like they have a good relationship.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're in the Philippines, in Manila, until what age?
In Manila, well, then we go from Manila to Tuguegarao, Cagayan, which is my mom's province.
Okay, what's it called again?
Tuguegarao. Cagayan.
Is it a small island somewhere?
No, it's It's a farming place, and so not far from there is a town called Piat, which is actually like a super religious place, and where my grandmother grew up. But we went to Gegrau until I was about 7, and that's when my mom started to really realize my aptitude for music, and she was like, I kind of want her to be in America for this.
Wow.
Because in the Philippines is full of singers with perfect pitch who can't read music.
Oh, really? That's what it is?
Because it's something about our ears.
But first of all, do your sisters sing?
Oh, no.
They don't? Oh, why? Because that's rare.
No.
And also, why is singing such a thing in the Philippines? Like,
I honestly think it's because Filipino people go through so much that it is fucking God-given. It's a God-given way to transmute pain.
Got it. It's a talent reparation
I think
type of
so.
thing.
100%. 100%.
That's crazy. No, yeah, it's so. I think it's also like I don't know. Culturally, it's really fostered, right?
Yeah.
Like if you cannot hear, is it true? I don't know. Do you hear somebody with a voice? They're like, okay, she
right
can
away.
sing. Let's do
right
it.
Away.
You know,
they know.
Yeah.
And everyone in the village was like, "Oh, that's crazy," because what I would do is impressions. So I could put on like a voice, and then I would do the voice. And
that's all.
Yeah.
What a cabaret act! Like that'd be fun to watch. So I lived in Thailand for 2 years. That's where I met my ex, actually, my son's mom. And a very common thing in Thailand is for there to be cover bands.
Yeah, a lot of Filipino
but they're all from the Philippines.
Yep. Cruise ship, same thing.
And they kill it. Yeah. Like perfect accent, perfect pitch, perfect voice. The best cover of Bohemian Rhapsody I've ever heard in my life was a Filipino guy.
Yeah, I mean the lead singer of Journey got replaced with a Filipino guy.
That's crazy.
Because he was in a Journey cover band.
And a lot of people could do that. Yeah. A lot of Filipinos could definitely take the jobs.
Except you, Manny Pacquiao. Take a seat. Get back into the ring. Stop singing.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
My God.
Yeah, he reminds me of Jackie Chan singing too. He sings as well.
Jackie Chan still has a little more dignity. This is more like Ken Jeong.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough sell. For sure.
It stresses me out.
No. It's bad. It's bad. When it's bad, it's just so bad.
And he does it on Kimmel all the time. I'm like, what are you doing?
I saw that, but it's been like a while, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's invited back.
Like early 2000s or something? Yeah, I remember that.
But every Filipino just has that clip on YouTube at a party. Just have that on there. My mom was like, I really want her to study music. I'll go back to Alaska and see what's up. So she had to like go back to Anchorage because where else was she going to live, you know?
Yeah.
And stayed with my biological dad's parents while she was looking for work.
How old were you when you guys left the Philippines?
I was 7.
So let me get this right. By the way, I have Tourette's. I don't know if you know this.
No.
When I met you, I mean, I've always had it, but when we still saw each other at the mics, it was much more subtle, you know, and then it got really bad afterwards.
Oh, I'm sure COVID did a number on it.
I was already fucked up since before that. COVID,
please don't blame COVID.
Yeah, COVID did more the depression, if anything.
Yeah.
But the Tourette's was there since 2016, I think.
So Trump.
Yeah, I think, you know, I wish.
Trump V1.
It really wasn't. It was like, I think it was like getting a new job, and I think it was also deciding whether I was going to get married or not. But I'm happy now and good, and I still have it.
Yeah.
So
you and Billie Eilish.
But yes, I saw her. And I found out by watching a YouTube video of a kid with Tourette's. But I'm part of a Facebook group too. Apparently, it's a thing that happens, that late onset Tourette's. Yeah. There's like a tick con or something. I'm not gonna go there. No way. But or maybe I might. I don't know.
Might.
Yeah, if they pay. So I Twitch now.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to update you on that.
Thank you. I'm glad you called it out.
You're welcome. A lot of people ask me, what's with your neck? And I'm like, no, I have Tourette's.
I have Tourette's.
And they feel terrible about it.
Yeah, because if you are out there saying, what's with your neck? Go home. Stay indoors. You need to learn how to be a person. Fuck you. Fuck your face.
But you know what it is? Also, it's like they've known me before.
And so they're like,
wait, what's going on? You know, like, what are you doing?
Is he doing like an Elvis thing?
Yeah, or are you on drugs? You know, like, what is it? Are you on meth?
You're like, I am medicated.
Just Tourette's. I am medicated, but it's not meth.
That's like so funny. My mom was trying to find work in order to bring us up.
I'm going to have to interrupt you again. You're 7. Your mom thinks you can sing. So she moves back to Anchorage, Triggertown, USA.
Yes, capital.
To make your dreams come true?
I mean, it's her dream. It's not my dream yet. I don't know what's going on.
But she moved because she wanted you to be a singer?
She moved because she wanted I think the plan was always to go back because she didn't want to live in her town.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not a townie. I'm out of here.
I see. She's seen the world. She doesn't want to.
She's always been a woman of the world.
She's seen the bright lights of Anchorage.
Yes, she saw it's the northern lights because something about my mom.
She saw the aurora borealis.
Yeah, I mean, then she did. Literally.
I really want to see that.
She literally did.
I really want to visit Alaska. Period.
The beauty of Alaska. People are like, why Alaska? My mom values nothing more than Earth.
Yeah.
Like Earth, and that's why her and my stepdad are so aligned because he works for mineral management that's like trying to preserve some of the natural water sources in the world. She loves animals, so Alaska was like her jam.
Oh, that's awesome.
She loves nature. Their favorite thing to do is to get into an RV and just drive around Alaska.
Yeah, I would love to visit.
And
it looks beautiful.
Their relationship is what taught me to wait for like what I have now.
God, that's so sweet. Yeah, that's so great.
Because they are best friends.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And also, not only are they best friends, but they also still keep it spicy.
I mean, my poor sister Danny had the room next to them, and that bitch got noise canceling headphones before anyone on the
disgusting.
market.
But
she's like, "There's suspicious noises. I just need to."
But I think that's the hardest part, to be best friends, but also still wanna fuck each other. Yeah. You know, so
but
that's
and I have
hard.
sex like 3 times a day.
Who?
My Baldev and I. We work from home. We have time. We gained weight in the pandemic. And so it started.
Everyone did.
Everyone
did. Oh my God!
did.
And I love your food posts, by the way. They're like, you guys eat well. Like, even when you cook at home, you make like elaborate things.
I cook 3 meals a day, so he has to fuck me 3 times a day.
Wow, that sounds like a fair trade.
Yeah, it started as like a budget thing. In the pandemic, I got moved to part-time work, and so I was like, we have to make this food budget last. So in the pandemic and before Trump, when eggs were not $17, I got us down to $5 a meal.
Damn, that's amazing.
Cooking
and
3 meals a day.
You actually run the numbers.
I
and
run
everything?
the number. Yeah, that's like my obsession. That's
amazing.
My
Budgeting.
secret goal is to be a homemaker.
No
that is my secret goal.
To stop it, really?
Yes, I want to run my own show. I want to write for SNL. I want to do all that so that I have enough money to fuck off.
And do nothing?
And do
a lot, actually. Do the most you'll ever do.
Yes.
It's the hardest job.
I love it.
Damn. That's crazy.
It. Yes.
And I get it too. Like I love being a dad. So, and I actually I don't cook, but I love cooking for my son.
Yeah.
I love taking care of him. And even though I'm like, fuck, man, I wish I had like a partner who would just take care of that so I can just do comedy. And I do feel that way sometimes.
You're divorced, right?
Yeah, I'm super divorced. And then, but they actually do enjoy taking care of him. It's actually the best. So
you heard it here, folks. A dad who likes to care for his son.
Yeah, but I would rather have a woman to do it.
Let's make Let's make this a dating show too.
Ladies,
Let's
please.
find you love.
Yeah. Give me one of those. That'd be great.
That's so funny, Andres. That is so funny.
Which part?
All of it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Top to
that. By the way, so that Amanda girl, she's so nice and so sweet. I did a mic at the Irish Times, and then she tried to say my name, and she was saying about I'm a feminist, I'm a liberal. Obviously, and then I went up on the Then she said messed up my name, and then I said, "Damn, Amanda, you might be a feminist liberal, but you pronounced my name like a Trump supporter." And she felt so bad afterwards. She was like, "I'm so sorry, Mr. I'm kidding. It's fine. Don't worry." No, but I get it. I'm like that too.
She's too good for comedy.
I'm so self-conscious about people also offending them by mistake. If I offend them on purpose, is different. I'm happy about that. But also,
that's my goal.
Yeah, but when people are like, how I'm perceived is like a big thing that I need to get
funny.
over.
You're the second person I've talked to this week who has talked about openly about being perceived.
Yeah.
You know, that is like such a
Hispanic
new thing, right? Like it's new. Like
is it?
Maybe to like circles who aren't in comedy, because we're always talking about this shit, this like inside baseball shit of like, how do I present? What is you know what I mean? Like, but like people don't really talk about being perceived because it's not something that they think about.
I do all the time, but after the fact, like I'm very much.
Oh, you like roll tape.
Oh yeah. I still get into arguments, like shouting sessions to myself about shit I said to somebody 5 years ago, because it was so embarrassing. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, like to myself.
That's when Tourette's meets OCD.
Exactly, and it's Tourette's too. So I've said this in a recent podcast too. I'm like, shut the fuck up, and my son was like, Daddy. I was like, no, not you, dude. It's just Daddy's talking to himself. Just Daddy to himself, not you.
That's so funny.
And he knows now that I have Tourette's, and we talk about it all the time. And yeah, he's cool with it. So you're 7, and I forgot where we were, but you're 7. You guys eventually make your way back to Anchorage.
Yes.
So you go back there. So your mom is still in Anchorage to this day.
My mom is still in Anchorage to this day. Yeah, they still live in our childhood home that Michael built for us.
Yeah.
And
so you're 7. You come back.
We come
you're still
back.
going to school.
She has a boyfriend.
This guy or someone else?
This guy is her boyfriend.
Your dad.
My current dad.
Yeah.
Is
So that was the one. He was. How long after you guys arrived in Anchorage did she meet him?
They met when she flew up earlier that year to scout schools and all that stuff. They met at a fundraiser. At an Asian fundraiser.
I was totally expecting for him to be a white guy.
No. I mean, he's an engineer, so he kind of acts like one.
Got it.
He's very soft-spoken, very reserved, and my mom is a total extrovert, so she really brings...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's the combo. That's the combo.
Yeah.
That's the combo, yeah.
And
even though, not to talk about your relationship, like I know anything, but Valdez is a comedian too.
He is,
but he seems a bit more reserved than you, maybe. Am I crazy or not?
That's so funny because in real life it's opposite.
Got it.
He is loud and gregarious and like loves to party, and I'm like, I want to watch TV.
Oh, I see.
I want to be in bed at 9 because
once you're in like a social situation, who is the loud one of you two?
I mean, we separate. We split the room because I hate going to parties and you're with a couple that are still just like sitting next to each other.
I see.
Like we'll go, and then we report. But the best part is the debrief after. What do you get?
I see.
We're both equally sociable, but in real life, he is more outgoing than I am.
Got it. And he enjoys going out more.
Because I need to recharge. It takes me longer to recharge.
Yeah, so technically you're an introvert then.
I am.
Yeah, technically
That's the scam of the
speaking.
century is people thinking that I'm an extrovert.
Yeah. And also it's a weird definition of that as well. Also, like, yes, I'm an extrovert, but I get exhausted too. Like, I also need...
Yeah, your battery runs out.
Yeah. So,
but it's also because of your output, right? Like
that's what it is.
That's what I appreciate about you because like you have such a good energy, and so it's easy for me to like mirror back your energy. I only give people what they give me.
Got it.
Like that's like a self-prepreservation tool I've had for a long time.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, because like let's say I don't like someone, right? Which is a lot of you.
Yeah.
I have a tight circle.
I think I've read a couple of
my entries.
Yeah.
Don't
white girls, huh?
Disgusting. They're so gross, and they like leave poop in the toilet. It's weird. Anyway, so I only give what
I do like you.
White girls. He is open to white women.
I want a white woman who takes care of my child, please.
There you go. I think.
But I also know where
Eastern European.
But I also know where Ali's coming from.
I can't. I can't. That's one of our rules. Because Beloved and I have a rule this year: no new friends. We can't.
Wow.
We're a wedding. We can't invite anyone.
Got it.
No new friends. In fact, let's burn bridges with our current friends.
And by the way, you will hurt some people's feelings. It's inevitable. That's what happens. It's inevitable.
I know.
It's inevitable. And also, it's so stupid.
Look, my grandma is barely invited. Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. We actually I remember us inviting people who we knew wouldn't be able to make it, just so they wouldn't get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like, if your feelings are hurt about not being invited to a wedding, I'm so sorry. Get a life, loser. Get a life.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could happen with with a close friend, but I think why would you not be invited? I mean,
but you know what? You know what? Everyone understands poverty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How big is your wedding? Also, it depends on how big your wedding is.
Well, the current guest list is 450,
but
that's just people we're not inviting. We made that list.
Oh no, the card list.
No. The hard list is 225. We're at 225.
What does that mean? Hard list?
Yeah.
Is that the final list?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, mine was 60. It was on a boat, so it was only 60 people could be there. Wow. So we had to be super selective, which made it actually easier.
That is actually much better. I wanted to go to the courthouse.
Because then we're like, only family plus really close friends, you know?
Yeah.
And then people be like, I'm not your really close friend. You're not.
And be like,
sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
We just work together and see each other every day.
That's so funny.
you're in Anchorage, Alaska. Your mom falls in love. This guy becomes your stepdad.
And I'm like, why are you Chinese? What's happening here?
Does he look Chinese more than Filipino?
Yeah.
But he's half Filipino, half Chinese.
Half Filipino, half Chinese.
Is he fluent too?
No, he is pure English.
Got it.
So it's really fun to talk about.
And chill, you said. He's chill.
He's very chill. He's very regimented, which I resented as a youth, obviously. And now I'm like, just like him.
Yeah.
Like his discipline, his regiment, his routine, that is what makes me thrive.
I think routine is so important.
It is so important.
Now that I have a child,
my
we
life
have to
falls
have fun.
apart if I don't have my routine.
Yeah. I have two modes: either a complete absolute mess or a military style, everything scheduled to the last hour person. Like either OCD or a total mess.
Right.
I think those are my two.
Well, and then it's like learning how to amend your routines, right? Like we have a different routine when we're on the road because Baldev and I travel so much. Our life just used to go to shit every time we went on the road because we're like, oh, we don't have a routine. But now we have a routine for on the road. We have a routine for when we're with his family.
And he's cool with that, the routine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it just works.
It totally works. And
how soon after you guys got together do you start living together? I feel like it was
a year.
Quick. Yeah. Oh, that's actually the perfect amount.
Yeah. And we had known each other a year already.
That's right.
That's 2 years of knowing each other.
Yeah.
And it just made sense, to move in together.
Of course, rent. Shit, why not?
And he was the one who really put my feet to the fire about comedy because I was so tentative about it. I was like, I don't know if this is what I do. I was still session singing too, so I would sing for Hans Zimmer and I was legit sessioning. I would sing with practice bands for award shows and
That's awesome.
things like that, and it was a wonderful life, but I wasn't
and
getting.
Just for people who don't know, session singer, does that mean backup singer?
Backup, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was a great experience, but I wasn't getting credit for these things that because I'm new to the industry. I didn't come out to Los Angeles with a dream. I had a job.
That's right. At Fox, is it?
At Fox, yeah.
That's right. See, I remember this shit.
You do remember.
Yeah.
I had.
And this is just for mics.
I
Because
know.
you say it on mics.
You can learn so much about someone if you listen at an open mic.
Yeah, I know. I knew a lot about you. That's why I wanted you here because what I knew was I was interested in.
She's insane.
I was like, she's bizarre. Yeah. So much trauma.
But I never want to make my trauma someone else's problem.
No, that's
There's
good.
this wonderful phrase that I learned, not my fault, but my responsibility. It's like
what is that?
Whatever happened to me is not my fault. But because I know it is my responsibility to deal
with it.
Yeah, not even fix, to deal
work
with
on it.
and work with and you know.
Because there was another thing, I think couples sometimes get together just because of trauma bond.
You're right.
And that's not a good thing.
No.
A
tragedy happens and it bonds two people together. Or they're in the same field in the trenches together.
Or they both come from fucked up backgrounds and therefore they found each other in a trauma bond and they think that's the thing, but really it's not.
It's not. Well, and that's what I appreciate because Baldev comes from a very loving family.
So that was my next question. How does that work? And I don't know again, but you're saying that he comes from a very stable family. Well, technically you did too, right?
Yes. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, yes. And especially time is your friend and your enemy, right? I wish I could go back and be a better daughter. I wish I could go back and
be... To your stepdad or to your mom?
To my stepdad and to my mom. I wish I could have been a better sister. But as you get older and you work through your stuff and you humble yourself enough to go to your family and say, I'm so sorry for how I behaved when I was in pain. If they cannot acknowledge that, you're fucked. And then those are just people you're related to. But if you have a wonderful family like mine who's you put us through it, but we know you were sick and we know you were sad. Let's have a fresh start. We'll meet you halfway. And now... we talk every day.
That's so cool. So when was this? When did this happen? I'm sorry if I was such a dick.
Well, in 2015, my sister Jill got married, and she had already told me that she didn't want me to be her bridesmaid. But
did that hurt your feelings?
No, because that's just where we were. But she was like, "Can you please sing?" Because again, that's you can hate me all you want to. Hate me all you want to, but I be making these bitches cry.
Yeah. And I'm sure you were affordable too.
I waived my fee. They just bought my plane ticket.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then I had a really bad blow up with a relative at her wedding. Really, really bad blow up.
When was this?
This was 2015. And then it got
at this point, you're still living in Alaska.
In LA. No, I moved here 2013.
2013, you
I
moved here.
2013. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in Alaska. You go to how was? And again, we'll get to what we had to, but how was your high school experience in Alaska? Because from the mics, it sounded like you had a tough time in high school. Am I crazy?
No, I had an atypical time in high school because I was very well liked by the people I wanted to like me.
Yeah.
I really that's my thing. Like
Yeah.
I need to feel safe around people.
Yeah.
So I really don't care if you don't like me, if I don't like you.
I see.
But the people who I really liked were very good to me. And that kind of was like protection because the people who did like me were very well liked people. And so other people didn't like me.
Yeah.
But because these very well respected and like well liked people liked me,
Yeah.
I was kind of off limits. And then in those dark pockets and corners where no one's looking, that's when the bullying would happen.
I see.
More so when I was younger because I would sing with teenagers as a child. That's where my voice was.
Got it.
And
you had like just a mature voice. Wow.
And a lot of like instructors and conductors wanted to acquire me.
Yeah.
But I landed in the Alaska Children's Choir, which was the greatest haven for me until I started touring. And when you're 12, no 14-year-old wants to roommate with you.
Got it. Yeah.
And girls have a very subtle way of bullying that doesn't track as bullying on paper.
It's more like exclusion, right?
Or over inclusion. When I realized they wanted me around more than usual, it was because they were making fun of me. They'd like put makeup on me and they were like tell me to shave my mustache and like things like that. But I have like transmuted all that pain and my dearest friends are older women.
Yeah.
So like I've managed to like find in life later a way to heal that.
Yeah.
You know, by like opening myself up to having mentors that are older than me. And, you know, my fairy godmothers in comedy are all older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I dropped out of high school.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah. I wanted to work.
So
I worked at
until what year?
Nordstrom.
And by the way, so your crowd was the artsy crowd in high school? No.
No.
Who was your crowd?
Everyone.
Okay, so you were like a popular girl then?
No, again, it was the people who liked me, and because they were well liked,
Got it.
I was invited to spaces
That's cool.
Just for being who I am. So and that's my mom. Like my mom really instilled in me, like, be who you are. When I was in school, I fell through the crack. They say no child left behind. I was left behind.
Yeah.
I was the one child left behind because I would get pulled out of things. I would get pulled out of class to go sing at this thing or to like, you know, go sing at naturalization ceremonies. That was like a thing that my mom got me involved with.
So you were getting paid at these gigs?
Funerals, weddings.
Funerals, great.
You make way more money doing funerals than weddings.
I was gonna assume that's a good gig to have.
Yeah.
Because I thought, you know, it's for his memory.
You get paid more per song at a funeral than at a wedding. Weddings are longer, so you make more money. But
amazing.
Yeah. If I need fast cash.
Yeah.
Just wait for somebody to die.
No, I get it. Yeah, getting married at the courthouse is $15, and get divorced is $450. So same shit.
Same place.
Exactly. Same shit.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I hope you're doing a bit about that because that is.
I do bits all the time now, but I mean, I never stopped doing bits, like writing them down. But now I just put my camera in my face and do it because I just don't. Yeah, I did go back.
But that's what got me through COVID. Was I started doing stand-up bits into the mirror, and then I went viral. But then I saw that, so overwhelmed by. Yeah. I got really overwhelmed, and so I stopped engaging.
Yeah. So that's what happened to me too. I did one video that didn't show my face. And it took me like 5 minutes to make it, and it went crazy viral. And I was like answering to all these comments and everything, and then it freaked me out, and I stopped doing TikTok. And now I'm back on it, but it was like, it was weird.
It was so weird, and no one teaches. Like, there are a lot of people who thrive on that kind of attention. I'm not one of those people. Contrary to popular belief, like as a performer, it feels really weird to say, but like comedy for me there's two kinds of comedy only. There's for you comedy and for me comedy. And for you comedy, I just think is better. It's for you. This is what I'm doing for you. When I see comedians up there doing for me comedy, I'm like, just
like
jerk
for themselves,
off. Yeah.
not for you.
Not for me.
Got it,
Me, right?
Got it.
Yeah. I'm like, just jerk off. Just jerk. This is only for you.
Well, what I have to say though, normally when something's funny to me, it's funny to them though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's for you. It's for them.
Got it.
For me, comedy means you're up there just trying to make yourself look good. Trying to make yourself sound good.
I see.
You're doing it purely for yourself.
I see.
For you, comedy, you is the audience.
I see. Because I have to find it funny.
Yeah. Okay, so then another way to think of it is like talking to people versus talking at people.
Yeah.
Everyone I see is just talking at people. But it's like this is why AI is going to take so many jobs.
Yeah.
Because you're not connecting. I want to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I can have a set planned, but if the vibe is different, that's out the window.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because these are tired people.
Yeah. Have you ever gone into like rural ass towns to do comedy?
And I crush.
I love those. I love them.
I crush because I don't. It's so funny because I'm so scared to go to those places. Like even like Delano.
But they're amazing.
Those people.
You went to Delano too?
Yeah.
Did you go to that casino?
Hotel show?
That casino? Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, I did that too. Yeah. I did not like that one. I hate doing that at a casino.
Those crowds are so grateful to me.
Yeah. But the one I did was at this casino, and people were just playing shit, and they didn't want a comedy show. But then again, if it's an attentive crowd, and it's like in, what was it, Greeley, Colorado. I've done Greeley or something. These little towns that are just super white, and you're like, oh my God, how are they going to react to me talking about being an undocumented immigrant? But then they're fucking loving it, and you're so different to their everyday life that they're like, just love it. They're like,
Well, and it's not only that, it's like, are you entertaining them? Because they paid money for this, and those are some tired fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. This is why I get in trouble in comedy and why I don't really thrive in comedy is because I don't value the social and community part of being a stand-up comedian because I have friends and a family that loves me. No offense, but I mean, I've never sought that out, and it's been like a hindrance to me. So this past year has really been about opening myself up to collaboration and being of service to someone else's vision because I'm so fulfilled creatively on my own that I want to make sure that I'm helping amplify voices I believe in. Yeah. So I opened up myself to collaboration to people who I think are like really fun, good, strong voices, and even some who are like new and just being like of service to them.
Like a mentor and stuff?
No, just like lending a hand, like literally just lending a hand, being a good neighbor. That's my version of being a good neighbor.
Yeah, got it.
You know, like some people borrow sugar, I give them tags.
Nice.
You know, like but I don't thrive in environments where that kind of community is contrived. So like sketch and improv never jived with who I am because again, so much of the scene is like people's social fulfillment, and it's just not where I'm at.
There's a reason why also stand-ups are stand-ups and not improv people.
But even in the stand-up community, there's scenes.
No, it's true. I had a very hard time actually.
I have a really hard time with it
in the stand-up comedy scene.
What I've been really fortunate to experience is that I'm on a show with like a seasoned comedian who is there and is like, "Oh, you're good," and then I end up. You know, that's
how I would get booked. It's not because I was friends with anybody. It's because somebody who ran a show saw me and was like, "You're funny. Come to my show."
And
it's
then
the only way I got shows.
Exactly. That's exactly how I do too. And I really try to pay it forward with those people too. And I'm really fortunate they have become such a huge part of my life because I really did not thrive. I will never be a comedian's comedian because I don't give a fuck what another comedian thinks about me. I care about what that person who paid $8 cares about me because that $8 is really hard to earn right now. Do
you and Baldev do shows together, or back then did you do mics together, or
we did mics together
because it's cool to have even like a one buddy to go with
and dude, the best part about our life is that every room we're in is a writer's room. Like anything at any time is an idea that gets volleyed back and forth. We have incubated full bits in the living room. We like to go to mics together. He likes to go for the scene because he's social.
Got it.
He's really social. I fucking hate it. So when we got into this like slotted economy,
I remember that.
I thrived in that.
That's the only time. That's when I actually got back into comedy for a little bit because I was like, it was time efficient, so I could still be a dad and do it.
It was really hard for me at first because the hang. I'm not a great hang unless we're friends.
Exactly. Yeah. I had a tough time with the hang too. Yeah.
It wreaks havoc on your nervous system if that's not what you're into.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit, Beliv and I had a little rocky patch where he was like, I love mics. Why don't you ever go? I'm like, you go to a mic then. I don't need to go with you to a mic. I'm good. Because I hate eating shit. So I will only go to a mic if I'm going to work out shit because I don't want to eat shit in front of an audience.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I don't even mind that. I like the stage. And even if I'm just trying out bits or whatever. And I was also confident, you know?
Yeah, you were very confident. You did have that. You did have that.
No, I just knew I was funny, you know?
Yeah.
And whatever. It's going to sound arrogant. But that was not something I had self-doubt about. So therefore, I was like, whatever happens is fine. But yeah, the 2 hours to wait until I get up on stage was torture for me.
Yeah.
And also, like, it just at one point it didn't seem like an efficient use of my time. Yeah.
Well, that's why I started bringing work to mics.
Oh, and also props to Julia Austin. Every time I saw her at a mic, she was with her laptop on and like doing stuff like that. So that was like, man, I should do that.
I love Julia Austin.
No, yeah, she's her work ethic is like sick.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's another person we'd like to invite actually to the show as well because she also has an interesting multicultural background as well.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Okay, so you finish high school in Alaska, then where do you go for college?
I don't.
You didn't go to college?
No, I went to Nordstrom. I started working at Nordstrom.
Did you actually drop out of high school or not?
I dropped out of high school,
What year were you? What year was that?
It was my senior year.
Your senior year. Okay, so how far into your senior year did you make it?
February.
Did you graduate early or did you drop out?
I dropped out.
Are you still a high school dropout?
Yes.
How did you get a job at Fox? Yeah.
Okay, so after I dropped out of high school, my parents were like, if you're going to stick around, you need to work. And so I was like, yep, whatever you want. I dropped out because I was working so much at Nordstrom. I would like drop out. I would like leave school to go pick up shifts at Nordstrom.
Wow.
I was making so much money at Nordstrom.
Is it like a commission thing or what?
It's a commission thing. And I was young and,
What area? What department?
I started in women's fashion jewelry, and then I moved to women's active, and then I stayed in women's active for a long time, which is hilarious because I don't like to.
But you never did the jewelry thing. You were never behind.
It was like costume jewelry. So and then I ended up in personal shopping. So that was fantastic.
What is personal shopping?
I just shop for people.
And how do you get that gig?
It's Nordstrom, so they already have a client list. I inherited someone's client list. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's my favorite thing to do.
I didn't know there was a job. That's fantastic. That sounds fun.
Now you're a teenager. Imagine.
Yeah, wow.
And you're just earning.
And you're dressing like a 60-year-old man. Yeah. No, was it all girls? All women?
No, I mean like all kinds. Executives, men, women, children. Wow. Anyone with money who didn't want
to shop around. You can just hire somebody to do it.
And I wasn't in personal shopping because I was 17. So they would come into the store and I would take them around the store. And I would earn commission in different departments, which was a big no-no.
But see, that's the thing. That's how you know where you are in the economic ladder, because I didn't even know this was a thing, so that's amazing.
Yeah. And so then after that, I did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of singing. And then I ended up...
Didn't the singing get in the way of your Nordstrom job?
No, I would just block out time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they were flexible.
I mean, this was in the early 2000s, so we still had an economy. People were still going to the mall, which is my favorite thing in the world
mall,
to do.
Yeah. They're kind of, I mean, they're kind of back.
I mean, I live next to the Century City Mall, so I love the mall.
Yeah.
The Century City Mall is better than the Grove.
Yeah.
I love a mall.
I love a mall.
Yeah,
I go there, and what's the one here? Fox Hills, I guess.
Fox Hills,
it's just the closest one to me. But every time I go there, I just get in a good mood.
Do yourself a favor and go to the Century City Mall.
No, it's great. It's great. I know it's great.
That's just a general PSA for everyone.
Yeah, but it is a bit further. But yeah, I should. I mean, they're just, I don't know, maybe just a childhood thing. Yeah.
Well, it's also how I get my cardio. I love a mall walk.
Yeah.
I do my laps.
All the stores are there.
Yes.
I mean, it's convenient. Yeah.
And it's how I know what to shop for on my budget. So I'll go to high-end stores, see what's in, find a dupe, I love shopping.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So that was a career at one point.
Yeah. But then I traveled, and then I was like, I need a real job. My mom kept calling to get a real job. So I saw...
What made Nordstrom's not a real job to her?
I don't think she valued retail. based on the way
Nice.
she treats retail workers.
But to her, singing is a real job.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, because the skill. Like, here's the thing. If I was like, Mom, I want to be a famous singer, she'd be like, yeah, go.
That's so
But
funny.
if I was like, I would think I might want to be a personal shopper at Nordstrom forever, and she's like, you loser.
wow, that is
Yeah.
so cool. Kind
Yeah.
of. It's cool that she values the arts.
Well, when
That's
I told
cool.
her that I was singing Carnegie Hall, I was like, how do you feel? And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, what? You're late.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna sing at Carnegie Hall. We gotta talk about
Yeah.
that. So then what happens?
So then this is back when Craigslist was still a viable option for
Yes,
jobs,
I did
right?
that. I did that.
So
Changed
I
my
went on
life.
Craigslist and I saw that one of the local TV stations
Mm-hmm.
was hiring someone in their traffic department, and you didn't need
Mm-hmm.
any certification for that.
Yeah.
And at the time, this station was an affiliate for Fox, CW, and ABC.
Mm-hmm.
So I was putting in all the commercial inventory for all those broadcast days. It's a very mind-numbing job, but because I love television and I just love the broadcast calendar, I guess, I had a good flow. And one day, the vice president of Fox Marketing did a station visit to our station as I was in my office. I was putting lederhosen on, and he was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm Allie. I'm the traffic coordinator." And he was like, "I want to know what you're doing."
That's amazing.
I was like, I'm in the Rocky Horror Show. I was like also very active in the musical theater world in Anchorage at the time. And he was like, I'm canceling my dinner plans. I'm seeing your show. And we had such a great time. A spot opened up in his department like 4 years later, and he told me to apply.
You stayed 4 years at this
In touch.
in this TV station.
I switched from the Fox station to the NBC affiliate in 2012. So in 2012, I was at the NBC affiliate, and then the VP from Fox messaged me on Facebook because we stayed Facebook friends.
Nice.
And he was like, a spot just opened up in my department. I was like, I'm not qualified to be an affiliate manager of marketing at Fox.
That's amazing.
I'm not qualified. I said I dropped out of high school. I have no...
You never got your GED?
No.
Okay, to this day.
To this day.
Got it. Do you care?
Beliv and I are actually thinking about doing a podcast called Allie Madison, where I go through kindergarten through high school with him, and then I'll get my GED.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think you can skip some grades,
No.
though.
We're gonna go straight kindergarten.
I got it, but you don't have to do that.
No.
Got it. Okay.
I just if you want your accreditation, you go from like wherever you stopped.
Got it.
and
Which
then
would be
you
like
go.
super nothing for you. It's so close. Probably be like one little test.
I'm the dumbest girl in school.
No, you're not.
I am
You're
the
not,
dumbest
you're
girl
not.
in
You
school.
just didn't care. You just didn't care.
I know.
You hate it.
I hated it.
That's it. No, that you're not the dumbest girl in school. There's no way.
I
You know you're
hate-
not dumb. Stop it. You know you're not.
I don't even read music.
That's no one does. Yeah, no one does. A whole country doesn't, according to you. I don't read music. Shit.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I definitely don't
Yeah,
read music.
no, I did-
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't read. Period. To be honest,
I'm actually
I
illiterate.
hate books. Huh? What were you saying?
Is that you're like I'm actually illiterate.
Yeah.
Your son is
Yeah,
teaching you
I'm
how to
elementary
read.
school dropout.
I wanted to drop out my first day of elementary school in America.
I used to make myself vomit every day before school.
I said, "Fuck this." My mom told me that the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hold on, I think I just got a cramp from laughing. What? A cramp, not cramp.
Literally,
Okay.
my first day of school in America, I was supposed to be in first grade, but they fucked up the paperwork, and I was put in second grade. So I
know
already
what's crazy?
skipped a year.
You know what's crazy? I almost asked, when were you in America? I thought you were in Alaska.
I thought you were in Alaska.
I'm like, oh yeah, that is part of it.
See the problem here?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So administrative error made me skip a grade. So I was already behind when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, I didn't know what the Pledge of Allegiance was. I asked my mom.
She didn't know that. She didn't know it.
Does know it. My mom
Oh, wow.
knows what the Pledge of Allegiance is, but she
I still don't know.
misunderstood the Pledge of Allegiance
Mm-hmm.
for the Star Spangled Banner. So she was like,
Oh.
"This is it."
Yeah.
And I thought you had to sing the Star Spangled Banner. And so on the first day of school,
Yeah.
when everyone's getting ready to say
Oh
the Pledge of Allegiance,
no.
I started singing the national anthem.
How old were you?
7.
Oh, that's it.
I must clarify that this was not just the regular national anthem. This was Whitney Houston at the Super Bowl's
Oh my
rendition
God.
of the national anthem.
That sounds beautiful. But so embarrassing.
I wanted to die.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I have an essay called "The Star Spangled Bummer," and I tell that story.
That's so good. My first day of kindergarten, they sent me. You're supposed to wear like it's like this. I don't even know what to call it. It's like an apron, right, for little kids.
Like a smock.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Like an overall, but it looks like a skirt, kind of.
Smock. That's a smock.
And like artists use it, right?
Yeah.
And then, you were supposed to go there like wearing your regular clothes, and then they put that on you on the second day or something, or they give it to you the first day, and then the second day you wear it.
Yeah.
But my sister,
it's your uniform.
Exactly. But my sister had already gone there, so she comes back home, and I use one because I already know what to expect. So first day I show up wearing this thing, and everybody just pointing at me, laughing. Aww. He's wearing a skirt. You're like,
you're gonna wear this tomorrow, you asshole.
5 years old, traumatized. Yeah. And my first day of first grade, was not supposed to even be there, and they dropped me off, and I was alone in the fucking playground.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, fucking parents, man.
I know.
They just don't know.
They don't know. They're so busy and they don't know. But these administrators also don't know.
What I do remember, again, from your stand-up is you came here with a great job at Fox, and you got immediately laid off. Is that right?
Yeah. So it was during that first acquisition of like the first layoff in 2014 to happen at Fox. 2014,
that's it.
The writing was on the wall with streaming. Like my job was becoming obsolete, and I got to do like really cool things at Fox. I also got to see like a little bit of the side of the industry that I wish I didn't know, because I think it's tainted my approach to comedy.
Like the creepy side, you mean?
No, just what the bottom line is, and like mandates and all of the unsexy language when you're dreaming, you know? And my marketing brain, because I do have an affinity for marketing. It's the writer in me, right? Like copywriting and marketing, it goes hand in hand. I watch the programming, so the job was a very easy fit for me.
How long were you there for at Fox?
A year and change into a 3-year contract.
Okay. So it wasn't that immediate.
No. I got the taste for it.
That's what I was going to say. It's probably worse because you got a nice paycheck.
Yes. Well, and the way that it was, because I was in this diversity acceleration program.
Nice.
Yeah. And I met with, it was Joe Early's team at the time, and Kevin Riley, who I think is at
Shout out Kevin Riley.
Time Warner right now.
Who that is?
They were like the CEO and CEO.
Wow.
And they
what was that first one called? Sleepy? What is it? The first name that you mentioned? No,
Joe Early.
Sleepy.
Yeah, he was wonderful. He donated a lot of money to the typhoon relief in the Philippines that first year that I was there.
Nice.
Kevin Riley, I learned a lot from him. He's basically running Time Warner right now.
Oh, wow.
And they were like...
So you got some good connections.
They really... But then they jumped ship when this happened, so I had no one. They were, when I was first at Fox, we were in this acceleration program, and they were saying like, you have a really bright future here. You could probably stay in affiliate marketing another 5 years or so, and then we'll get you up into development. So the plan has always been television, but from the other side. And I'd
business side, you mean?
I'd never been a creative. Just because I'm a singer, it doesn't mean I'm creative.
But you are, though.
I did not know that.
Okay,
it wasn't until I met my partner.
No.
Yeah.
When I met you, which is before you met Baldev, you had been just laid off, and that's when you started going to mics.
Yeah.
So there you go. That happened before Baldev.
I was just testing. I was trying, because the reason I started stand-up was because a guy that I was seeing who was a comedian, who was like doing quite well right now, was taking... I think I
You don't want to? Well, you can tell me later.
I will
you
never...
tell me later after the show?
I will tell you after.
Yeah. Nice. I love when people say that.
He's a writer, so he's...
Got it.
He was saying things... He was taking things that I was saying in our private life and tweeting them. And then they were going viral on Twitter.
Damn.
And then
he was a white guy.
He was a white guy,
I knew
obviously.
It.
Obviously, I've learned my lesson. And then I was so mad. I was like,
of course.
And then I was like, if you're going to get like hundreds of thousands of retweets on something that I said in passing, there must be something. So I just went to a mic the next day, and I was like, I'm going to be better than you at what you do.
That's crazy.
And then...
Is that still the goal? A goal? Is that still a goal to show this dude?
No, because I don't give a fuck about him.
Okay.
anymore.
No, but it's like, it would still be nice.
It was the
though.
motivating factor. And
That's
he does
so-
know because he sees me. He knows.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Unless there's an opportunity there.
And then
Fuck this
please-
lady.
Yeah. Fuck this. You know, I appreciate
I'm on
the
your
hustle.
team, bro.
I appreciate the hustle, Andres. That's why I'm here. There is no hurt feelings in this business.
Oh, no. What I want, my last question about Alaska. This is why I have this whole idea of you being miserable in Alaska, because you're from the Philippines.
Oh, I was. Don't
Warm
worry.
weather, miserable weather in Alaska, no light,
Yeah, I had eczema.
6 months of the year.
That's why my dad killed himself. He went from
There
the
you
gym,
go.
you know, 100%. You are not supposed to have perpetual darkness and then perpetual daylight.
It's
that
bad.
shit induces
Bad.
bipolar in people.
Yeah,
And
what
it's
makes
something-
sense,
yeah.
right?
And my best
It's like,
friend-
this guy's like day and night.
Exactly. Because we only have those two options. My best friend is a psychiatrist, and she talks about how COVID induced bipolar in a lot of people.
Yeah, it also, I used to, that's my only, when I did my quick return, I said one of the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine was divorce. I'm going to sue their ass.
That's so funny.
It did that. It
Yeah.
accelerated people into getting married or accelerated people into getting divorced, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Johnson & Johnson makes you polyamorous?
Yes. Moderna makes you cheat.
Yeah, that's Johnson
Yeah,
&
yeah.
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I was miserable in Alaska.
Okay.
It
So
was
I'm not
because
wrong.
it's so weird. Here's the thing. I have only recently found affection for my hometown. I hated it every second I was there. I didn't appreciate the things I appreciate about it now. I was too focused on my pain. Like I was so othered. Even if I was well liked, I was othered, and that's why a lot of people were like, "Well, you don't seem depressed. You have all these friends."
Well, you were even othered by your own family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's tough. So it's definitely a place that could remind you of a lot of
Yeah.
negative things.
100%.
Now, you value that place now as home and you go back to it, happy to visit. Would you ever live there again?
I would live there in the summertime.
There you go.
I would
That's
live
the
there in the
thing.
summertime, be there with my niece in the summertime. Beloved
Yeah.
and I could write up because we do spend a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
in Alaska. Beloved's like, I've never been to Alaska in my life until I met you, and now I've been 12 times.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to go. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there's something about that place that is really special. I remember in speech class back in the early 2000s, we had to pick a capital, and I
Yeah.
picked Juneau.
Yeah,
and I was
Juneau's lovely.
And it apparently has more art galleries than gas stations.
Yeah.
And more
My friend
hiking
Lala
trails
is from
than
Juneau, and
streets.
she
Yeah.
is the most artistically inclined human
I
person
got it.
I know.
It looks beautiful. Also, the
Yeah.
wildlife is amazing. So then you've been doing comedy, and now you're singing. So then, did you ever stop singing and get back into singing?
Yeah, so when I started doing stand-up,
Mm-hmm.
I was still sessioning around town, and I
Uh-huh.
would still, sing in bands and do weddings. And then about 2018, I started really committing to stand-up because Baldev, I'm telling you, he put my feet to the fire and was like, I want to pursue this with whoever I'm in a relationship with. It's
Mm-hmm.
either I'm in a relationship with someone who is creative or I'm not in a relationship. And I was
But
like,
could you be creative in a different way?
yeah, but I had to
Okay.
pick a lane. I was
Oh,
too.
I see. He
was
wanted
like,
you to commit.
He wanted me to commit.
Not to him,
Not
but to the
him.
craft.
Yeah.
That's
Because-
amazing.
and
I love that.
He was the only, because I have a lot of friends in the industry before I started pursuing stand-up who I'd lent my voice to comedically without even knowing that was what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was doing a lot of
And
free labor.
they happily took it.
They happily took it. They
Yeah.
are happily running the most successful show in the fucking world.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I,
What show is that?
I'll tell you after
Tell me later.
when the
Okay.
camera's off.
Yeah. The
And
Voice.
Baldev, everyone's like, when are you getting on The Voice? I'm like,
I was singing.
I'm not going to do that. He was like, you have to commit. You are so good
That's
at this.
cool, though.
You
I
have so much
appreciate that.
potential. And
No, you
I
were
d-
funny from the beginning.
Thank you.
I met you when you were, I think, still jobless.
Yeah. Unemployed.
And I was like, she's funny, and which is the only reason why I was like wanting to talk to her. Like, she
you're
seems
so
cool.
sweet.
You were funny from the get go, and I knew it because I knew you were brand new. At that point, I had been doing it for like, let's see, what year was it when you started doing stand up? 2015.
I started 2016.
Got it. Yeah. So I've been doing it already for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I saw it. I was like, she's brand new, but she's got it.
Aw.
And then By the way, what did you do for work until you got another stable job?
I sometimes would write food reviews for restaurants. Sometimes I would write high school papers for rich kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did some marketing for the LA Wine Fest.
Uh-huh.
I would sing with the LA Opera.
So gigs, yeah.
Plus, like,
But
severance.
you did apply for writing jobs. You got writing
No,
jobs.
I hadn't. I did not start applying for writing jobs until I met Chelsea Devantes, who is my comedy godmother, who really, really, really got my name out there.
That's
And
awesome.
I started doing late night packets, and I started doing. I started doing the SNL packets.
Didn't you work at the nightcap for a while?
I was at the Stacey Roommaker gave me my first experience working on.
I did that show once back when I used to do stand up. It was fun.
It was super fun. Great show. She had me writing sketches. I had never written sketches before. Baldev taught me how to write sketches because I would just have ideas. He is wonderfully weird.
Yeah, for sure.
He is
And I don't know.
wonderful.
Again, I don't know him, but it was so funny to. Yeah.
And so he wrote that. He did that whole first one for me, formatted it for me. The second one did come very fast because they were like, we want another one. So after my first packet, they asked for another one. And then he was like, okay, this is how I do it. And we sat there and did it. And then I've been doing them.
How long had Baldev been doing comedy when you guys met?
He started a couple months after me.
Wow,
Yeah.
crazy.
So maybe we did trauma bond.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then, how do you get this gig of singing at Carnegie Hall coming up?
So you asked if I had like taken a break from singing. So I was still gigging, right?
Yeah.
But I had stopped classically singing, which is my number one love of my life. I love classical music. I love to sing.
As in like opera?
Classical.
Yeah.
It can be opera, but
Got it.
opera or classical doesn't necessarily have to be opera. I like octavos. I love choral music. Like,
I'm just nodding. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're like, I'm uncultured.
Octavio.
Octavia Spencer. She was great in Ma. I didn't even say The Help. I went with Ma.
Yeah.
So that's what
You
I
also
went.
did some musical sketches, I think, right?
Yeah, but that all came later. Like,
Okay.
You're jumping so far ahead. Like, I really went on a journey. I was singing all over town, doing all that stuff. I sang with Jeff Goldblum in the Million Star Orchestra at the Rockwell, R.I.P. That place was fucking awesome.
Okay, I thought Jeff Goldblum had passed away.
No, he is very much in Wicked. Okay?
Yeah.
And then my friend Ben Boulay, his script. This was in 2017, October 2017.
Yeah.
My
I'm
friend.
getting married at that point. Oh my God.
Wow.
Go on.
Different strokes.
Different, I'm telling you.
So this was the first week of October 2017. My friend Ben Boulay's script made the blacklist. And he was doing a live reading at the Montalban. And he asked me and my friend Joe if we would do a musical number to open it. And then he had written a Taylor Swift song into the script. And he was like, will you sing this song when the scene comes up? And it was just like a really cool, fun thing to do. And then the next week, Baldev and I hooked up.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was like my last big, and then so I was singing with Jeff and doing shows and being swing and singing backstage for things.
You never mentioned this stuff in stand-up, I think.
No,
did
because
you?
I
You
don't
don't name
I
drop.
don't name drop.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't want.
Which is good. I respect it, but why?
I want to know people like me for who I am.
Yeah.
You know, like even when Baldev and I were first dating, I didn't tell him what I was doing. I would just invite him, and then he'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I'm just singing with this guy.
You know, and
Jeff Goldblum, is he cool?
he's the best.
He seems really cool.
He is the best, and he loves music. He loves music.
I had no idea.
He is so committed to everything he does. He was amazing. He was amazing to sing with, sing for, sing to. Like,
That's so cool.
my favorite thing I've ever done by far.
How long did you do that for? How many gigs did you do with him?
I can't count.
Really?
It's
That
just
many?
whatever I could sit in, because his guitarist is wonderful.
So he sings too?
Yes. Yeah.
And
He has a whole album out.
How long did you work with him? How long were you?
It was over the course of a couple of years.
Wow, but that's a
And I
lot,
would just
yeah.
pop in. Like, he was so gracious with his space. Like, I would just pop in.
That's awesome.
And then I really committed to comedy. And then I did Stacey's show where I was just writing sketches, and like my sketches were getting on, my monologue jokes were getting on a lot. And then she was like, I really want you to do parodies. Can you do a parody and like a plug for like buying drinks at the bar? So I would start singing these parodies, and they really took off. And then I was like, oh, I really miss singing, because I like listen back. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. It wasn't perfect. Like, and then I found like my comedy singing voice, and so I leaned into that.
Nice. Yeah.
And then after COVID, I really wanted to sing in a group again, because sketch didn't work out for me in groups. Like I just do not work well in groups. A couple of the girls I'm still friends with, but for the most part, I just like don't get along with people. And I Googled, how do I join a choir in LA?
Okay, so you do well in groups, but when it's singing, you do well in groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because with singing, it's not about who you are; it's what you sound like.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I have sang next to people who we've hated each other.
Yeah.
But we make the most beautiful music together.
So fuck it.
Yeah. Versus in comedy, I might like you very much.
But if you're not funny, we can't work together.
And you know me, like
we can't. No, I get it.
I can't.
Yeah.
And then
there's people have there's friendships that. Because at one point you can't hide it anymore.
You can't hide it, yeah.
And it's like, and they realize that you don't think they're funny.
Yeah.
And you can't lie to them either because they're your friends. So what am I?
Well, like, why are you putting me in a position to be mean to you?
Got it. Yeah.
You know, like,
Or in my case, I put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Like I became their friends despite them not being funny.
You're so kind.
Because I just
you
whatever.
Like them,
like
right?
I like.
He
seems like a cool
yeah.
person to hang out, but it's like, but then I'm like, oh, I can't hang out with you anymore. You're gross.
Well, I feel that way. That's why I try not to get too close to people, because I see the way they live, and then I like see their house and I see their toilet, and I'm like, I can't know you.
Damn.
I can't know you anymore.
Yeah, I clean my toilet right before
Because
you got here.
if I see you in person, I'll be like, yeah, that's a great outfit, but I've seen your toilet.
I know, huh? Yeah,
I've
no, that's
seen
terrible. Yeah.
It's like seeing someone's soul.
That's so
The
gross.
bowl is the key to the soul.
Totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Scrap that shit. Yeah,
I found the choir. I found the Angelus Chorale, and
that's what it is.
It saved my life.
Really?
It really did. I had been desperate for it. I
so
showed
cool.
up on day one. Everyone.
You went back to your roots.
Yeah, and so then through the Angelus Chorale, I was able to like solo again and to group sing. And then we did our spring concert last year with Dr. Irene Mezzalores, who is at UC Irvine, and she works with this company called DCI-NY, which is Distinguished Choir Singers International, and they had a residency open up at Carnegie Hall, and a few of us will be representing Angelus Chorale at that residency.
That's so amazing.
On March 16th.
That's March 16th. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's really, really impressive.
So I'm very excited because our Golden Gala is coming up on March 29th at Pico Union, and we're just going to celebrate 50 years of like masterworks.
And when is that?
That's March 29th.
March 29th.
So I come back from New York. I do a concert here on the 29th.
So here's my question. That's great that you found music again and you're in love with it. So what about comedy and music? Like, do you have to pick one? Like,
no, I do both. So I started writing original music to put in my set.
Is Baldev cool with this? Because he asked you to commit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But also he has a point.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the jokes have to be as funny as the music is good. So that's my thing. It's like if I'm going to put music in my act, it has to be really, really funny.
No, I guess my question is the music pulling you out of comedy?
No, I've actually been featuring more.
That's great.
I get more opportunities to write. Yeah. Like I think what the music integrated back into my life did was create balance.
That's
and
great.
That's why everything is working out.
And by the way, I completely believe that you shouldn't do one thing.
Yeah.
If anything, I think you should do everything.
Yeah.
But Robert Rodriguez came up with this line. He's like, yeah, I do one thing. I live a creative life. So if you want to do something creatively, do everything creatively. You know,
it's so funny because that's my biggest hang up. Because creating, I think, is like I have such a complex about it, and I really put it on a pedestal because I've been a hired gun my whole life in entertainment, right? So to create, I really revere it, and I really respect people who commit and who commit to creation. I have such a hard time self-generating.
But whenever you're going up on stage, that's what you're doing. Like you're creating. Like whenever you write a joke.
But also that's not self-generating. That's for a reason. I'm doing this because I'm on the stage. I'm writing this because I was offered the opportunity. I'm doing this because this is the deadline. If it's like, what do I want to create? I can't even go there.
Really?
Yeah. My stand-up is always in service of getting me into a writer's room.
I see.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't give a fuck about expressing myself.
Got it.
At all.
You no, yeah.
Because I have friends and family who listen to me.
Yeah, I mean, stand up as self-expression, sure, it's great, but I miss it because I did love it.
Yeah.
You know, like
I miss connecting with people when I don't do stand up for a long time. I really miss my audience.
so you do take breaks from stand up.
Only when I have to do other things.
Got it. When you have to sing and stuff like that. Yeah. So I guess that was back to my question. Does Baldev understand that?
Yes, because
Cool.
he's seeing me for the first time operating at this level.
That's great. That's true.
He's never seen it before.
Can you imagine? I asked that question. You're like, no, actually, he doesn't get it. And you're still gonna marry him in like a month.
You're like, that's a bad.
No, hold on. What month are we?
No,
We're in March.
It's only March, and
you're getting married in December. Oh, what are we talking about? You're good. Oh my God. Yeah. I thought you were like. I thought this was like 2 months away.
No. December.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
That's probably the right way to go about it. At the end of the day, what's the dream?
I said it, to be a homemaker. No, I want to get to a place where
You can be a homemaker.
I'm a homemaker. No, I want to get to a place where when I present my work to somebody who is in charge of making television, I want them to say, this person will make good television.
Great.
And I want to do that. And it doesn't have to be about me or anything I've done. I truly believe that the end of the day, my goal is to be of service. So I want to be of service in a writer's room. I want to be of service on set. I don't need to be on the screen. I don't need to be on the stage. Just give me a fucking byline.
Cool. But by the way, if ever you needed an idea for a show, I think young Filipino girl who's into singing and lives in Alaska is a fantastic idea.
No one wants it. I've already pitched.
You've done it, yeah. Fuck. See, that's where I'm like, I guess different than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not to give myself props or whatever. I want it, so fuck it. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. And again, that's because my marketing brain gets in the way. I know what the mandates are. I know, like, there's.
Oh, that's interesting. Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now I get what you're saying. Interesting. But hasn't that time changed by now?
No, it's even worse. They double down.
So it's funny because everybody thinks it's the sole inclusivity
IP.
thing.
They only want IP. If it exists, that's why they're
Intellectual
making
property.
Polly Pocket the fucking movie.
Meaning sequels.
Meaning anything that already exists.
That already exists and is proven to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't afford to lose anymore.
Exactly. Well, that's why I've really leaned into my Substack. I'm on Substack. You can find me Friendship Club. That's just where I go and I brain dump anything that, like, because that's my thing, right? Like, I want to talk about interpersonal relationships. I have a hard time making friends as an adult because, one, I don't really want new friends. I have people who love me in my life, but it fucking hinders me from getting into rooms because nobody wants to hang out with me because I'm an asshole.
Are you?
I am.
I've never seen you be an
because
asshole.
you're a nice person.
No, or maybe it's because you were new and like maybe that's what it was.
That's
No?
I've
You were
always
cool
been
from the
annoying.
beginning.
Well, that's because you were cool.
Is that what it is?
I literally am a mirror.
Oh man.
I don't.
I am cool. Yeah.
I learned a long time ago not to give people myself.
Got it.
You know, like so I'll just give you the best or worst version of you.
Got it.
And a lot of people just rub me the wrong way.
I can imagine.
They stress me out. But if I'm talking to you and my shoulders are to my ears, we are not getting along.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really been a problem. So I started this Substack called Friendship Club, where I talk about how hard it is for me to get along with people, and that's IP. You know what I mean? Like, it exists. So if someone was like, that story is funny, we can make a show of that or a movie about that.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the advice, I guess, is like, but it wouldn't that you still have to? You're still creating though. You're creating. I mean, you're generating IP. You're generating IP.
I'm generating IP.
There you go.
Yeah.
So actually, I think we're more on the same page than you think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's a good message, and also amazing.
Also, fuck IP.
Fuck IP. Yeah. And by the way, I just figured out what it means. So no, it's intellectual property.
Yeah.
Ali Lou, check her out. Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, come to Carnegie Hall.
Go to New York. People in New York are going to see us. Go local foreigner.
That's
International
true.
show.
That is true. Local foreigner. Wait, I have a question for you before.
Dozens of people watch this. What were you going to say? Question for me. Yeah, go ahead.
As a local foreigner, do you think it's better or worse since you got here?
I got here in 2001 as an undocumented immigrant living in Huntington Beach right before September 11th and looking Middle Eastern. I'm much better now.
Yeah, it was just more.
I'm a citizen. My life is a lot easier now. Now, for other people, it's really hard. Yeah, but for me personally.
So, like, imagine your September 11th is really like January 6th.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. Like, let's say if let's say you came now.
Yeah.
As an undocumented.
No, that would not want to be here right now. That would be terrible. I would be terrified.
Yeah.
Because they were not deporting people like that.
No.
It wasn't a thing. ICE wasn't a thing.
No.
So that's actually horrifying. Well, I'm glad we ended on a positive note.
That's what I chose.
I'm glad that's the last thing you wanted to know about.
I just want to know, before I leave you alone in this room.
I'm like, Carnegie Mellon, Pico Union.
I'll be at Carnegie Hall while Andres is sad in his apartment.
Yeah. Wow.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And by the way, the whole local foreigner thing comes also from, feeling like you don't fit in.
Yeah.
Having a hard time making friends. Like, so I get where you're coming from. And that's why I wanted to have you on this episode.
Well, we need to have you on Friendship Club then.
Oh, please. So what is, I don't get it. I thought it was just something you write.
Friendship Club. So Friendship Club, when I first moved to America, I got put in this like school program, or every other week or so we got pulled out of class. And it was called Friendship Club, and we got to like play games and watch movies and like do crafts, and I got to be partners with like the most popular girl in school. And so I was like, I'm awesome, like we're in Friendship Club together. And then I found out that Friendship Club was a program for students who may have difficulty making friends.
Oh.
And the cool girls were there as punishment.
Oh my God, they were just doing like community service.
Yes. So,
oh my goodness.
But it's like come full circle from Friendship Club. Like
that's why you called it that.
That's why I call it Friendship Club.
Yeah.
Because now like I have friends from.
But what do you mean we have to have you on Friendship Club? What does that mean?
I'll interview you on Friendship Club.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. I see. So it's like a show. It's like a podcast.
It's kind of like a catch-all for everything that I do. I do songs. I do articles. I do how-tos.
And what's the format? Like
Substack.
Okay, so written format. Yeah, please, anytime. Yeah. It was so much fun talking to you. As
too.
I knew it would be. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you're a citizen.
Me too. Honestly, me too.
Some of you should try being citizens.
Yeah, sometimes it's just because you don't want to be.
A soundbite. Have you tried being a citizen? That'll go viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm doing my part. I told you.
White girls suck.
I am of service.
Yeah.
So I just got you a viral soundbite.
I'll
do another one.
Yeah. And also you should marry somebody who doesn't have a green card.
Yes.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah. That's what my cousin did.
That would be my pay it forward, to be honest.
Is for you to marry someone who needs a green card?
Because I think that
But isn't yours less because you're...
What is mine less?
Is
my citizenship less?
Your green card...
Got to get a level 2 citizenship. Yeah, no, I have a citizenship now, so I'm a citizen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Ladies.
you're right. But you are. I am a second-class citizen. You're right.
He needs to remember his place.
Level 2. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I could talk to you all night, but this has been awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and doing this first in-person interview. And check her out. And I'll put all your socials and everything.
Thank you, Andre.
You're welcome.